People, welcome to another edition of the Finger Tapping Frenzy that we all know and love as WWE SuperCard. Me, Big Jim, here doing a bit of Road to Glory. How are you getting on your own particular rocky road to success? Or is it going to be glorious failure? What are you doing? What are you up to? Let's have a look. It's presently 4 o'clock here in the UK, London, Thursday. The competition event, call it what you will, starts at 8 AM UK time. So it's been going for 8 hours. And as you can see, you've made a little bit of headway. Not a great deal of headway, but a little bit of headway. Got into Jimmy Uso about a third of the way through on his WrestleMania card. Now, news on Ninja Boy, he can't do a video today because he's off school. He's got tonsillitis. But it has meant he's been sitting in bed, chiseling away on the Finger Tapping Frenzy that we all know and love. And he's actually finished the WrestleMania card. But he informs me that he thinks he's not going to bother going any further because he's got no interest in Mr. Gotch. It's not going to be a case of gotcha, it's a case of avoiding you. So he's going to use the cards that he's collected so far as fodder for the Fusion Chamber. Oh, Long John Silver and the Pirates in the Fusion Chamber. And it says he's not going to bother going any further. Well, bearing in mind this is Thursday. It is the first day of the event. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes, nah, alright, I'll have another go. Bearing in mind, as I say, he's off school as well, so he's going to get a bit bored if he just sits there watching Baby Looney Tunes all day or something. So that's where he's at. This is where I'm at the present. Now, I will go back and play a few matches. I'll just show you my deck, actually, because I'm now getting around to doing my 2 Baileys. Both of these females are... Females, not divas, remember, females, not divas. Both of these are in my King of the Ring that I'm doing at the moment as well. And that's due to finish on Friday evening. That was planned. That's got cards in there that by the time Friday evening comes along, I should be able to hopefully pick them out, pro them, and then they can be added into my deck when the going gets a bit tougher on this road to glory. So there's her. Natalia is now pro'd and is just being worked on here. She's not in the King of the Ring. This is her first entry into anything, so she's being worked on. So that obviously is not my strongest female deck. I do have some other female superstars I could bring in if needed, if I need to change it right now. And from my latest King of the Ring, I got to the semi-finals. It was a close semi-final in the end. I lost 2-1. I lost the third leg, 3-2, against someone who had better cards than me, but he wasn't very good at his lineups, and I was tweaking my lineups. Having said that, he made one tweak for the final leg, and that's the one that actually clinched the 3-2 victory, so I can't criticise too much, and he won. So actually I can't criticise at all, can I? Should be criticising myself. So out of that I got 2 SummerSlam cards, one of which was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So this is the new one that I've just started working on. This, of course, is one that I carried over with me from Season 2, but as you will have all discovered with your Season 2 cards, his flipping abilities were reset to 0, so he's back in here, just trying to get his procking abilities back. Now, Samoa Joe, I have one Samoa Joe that's fully done, including his abilities, and this bad boy is, he's just 2 matches away now on toughness. So 2 more matches played for him, and I'll be able to combine him. So let's have a look again. As you can see, Mr. Aries from the last event, from Ring Dommy Dim Dom. He was one of my pulls when I first started the game. So that's cool, that's done. And this second one, he's in the King of the Ring. And look at that, he's 3 matches away as well. So Friday evening, he'll become a pro. I am going to go ahead and do it. It's going to make him my strongest card. But I'm going to do it because you don't have to use these cards in particular decks. You can always dumb your deck down when you want to do certain things, so I am going to do it because it will come in useful again for just boosting my overall level within this road to glory. So there's quite a few things being worked on there. So I haven't spoken about the King of the Ring. Let's have a quick look, see how we're doing. We're up to game 23, so just won 3-2, 18-5. Now there's one of these King of the Rings I started and then went to bed. So right at the beginning is when I lost most of my matches. So I think I won the first couple, then managed to whack in 3, look at that, 4 defeats. 4 defeats out of 5 matches. That's what happens when you dare to go to bed. You're not meant to go to bed with this game. You're meant to stay up the entire time 24/7 this game. It's 24/7 dedication. So obviously I had to do something about that. Now the beauty, that's my final loss since then. The beauty, of course, of being available to play during the day on a Thursday when you're playing the event is you are getting the energy cards from your picks, so you're constantly able to update your squad. So we just have a look at the superstars. As I mentioned, as you can see, there's the 2 Baileys. There's Austin Aries right there. Who else have we got tucked in here? I think everyone else actually is, oh yeah, of course there's Baron Corbin. And funny thing here with Baron Corbin, I didn't like the picture on the Ultimate card. It's just too smiley, it's too friendly. That's not the Baron Corbin we know. But I thought I'd got the SummerSlam card, and I hadn't, because I wanted the image from the SummerSlam card. I knew what it looked like. It's one of these cards where you just think you've got it, and it turns out you haven't. And I'm sure I haven't ditched it. Anyway, I sat down to do a bit of ranked mode last night. What was the first card I pulled from the deck? SummerSlam Baron Corbin. So I've got the image I wanted, albeit a couple of days later than expected. So he's actually the only other person being powered up there. So there's Austin, the 2 Baileys, a double Baileys, and the Baron. So yeah, doing okay there. The important thing, of course, is just getting through to the final, get another hardened card, and hoping for that valuable pro. So I will do, in terms of my Road to Glory deck, or should that be Road to Glory deck, I've got Samoa Joe, I reckon. When I've got a full deck of fully powered up cards, obviously Austin Aries is going to become a pro, so that's going to create a gap. I've got some pros, SummerSlam pros to call in. I think Carl Anderson fills that final slot. I'm not going to change it now, because then I'll have to change it all back again. And to be quite honest, I can't be bothered to do that. Just take my word for it. Carl Anderson Pro, SummerSlam Pro, would be in that bottom right hand box. So obviously if I'm going to combine the Austin Aries cards, that would drag in whoever's then below Carl Anderson. In fact, we can go and have a look, can't we? So I'm pretty sure Samoa Joe Pro, oh, I'm on general cards, would come in and do the job. So there we go. So there's Carl Anderson. So that would drag in Kofi Kingston, but I reckon Samoa Joe will probably come somewhere between Jericho and Anderson, or maybe even between Roman Reigns and Jericho. So he's definitely worth doing. As for the lasses, let's have a look actually while we're here. As you can see, Liv as the pro, Alexa Bliss as the pro, Natalya, who you've seen them working on, and Bayley would be the top lineup. Once those Bayley SummerSlams are combined, that would muscle her into that spot. So some good movement going on. I mean, it's not a great deal. It's not going to make a big difference, but there's some good movement going on with my deck there. So I'm pretty pleased with that in total. Just a few other things to mention. I spoke about ranked modes. I mean, I've not done an awful lot there, to be honest with you. As you can see, 1,036 points, trophies, call them whatever you like. Not a great deal. It's certainly not going to make me hit any leaderboards, but they have said, and it is written in narrative on one of the websites somewhere, that they will give credits to the top performers based on their points and rankings. Now, I'm expecting that means they'll give some credits to maybe the top 3 or the top 5 people, not the top 3,000. We'll wait to see what happens there, because obviously there's nothing here that tells you if you're going to earn any kind of reward. On Royal Rumble, again, I've really not played it, because as I've explained before, it doesn't actually credit your superstar with a match played. So you're not actually going to power anyone up while you're playing Royal Rumble. So I did have in mind that I wanted to try and get those Triple H card backs. As you can see, I'm sort of 650-ish points. But it's not been a priority, so I've not done much there. And in Money in the Bank, again, I've just barely added 300 or 400 contracts since you last saw us, and which isn't going to get me an awful long way. I did determine not to bother with these guys down here. I just don't think it's worth it. And certainly Rich Swann, I mean, I don't know where he's going to be in the ranking. I've not seen a ranking actually. Is anyone keeping rankings of these cards anymore? There used to be some couple of people who keep quite dedicated lists of which wrestlers ranked above others of the same tier, but I've not seen one of those lately. Yeah, so I can't imagine that he's going to trouble the score as much once he's pro'd, because he's one of these cards that's going to get surpassed very quickly as we all improve our decks. That guy who beat me in the semi-finals of the King of the Ring, one thing he did have, or in fact two things he did have, was two Goldberg cards. So I got completely Goldberged in that semi-final, and in fact it was those two, the two matches against his Goldbergs that cost me dear in the end. Now I'm not going to get to that, am I? That's not going to happen. I think I said before, it's 35 days. You need 38,000 points to get a pro. It's not going to happen, as I've proved already. I'm not going to hit that target. It may be worth trying to go for one. I don't know. So, I mean, a single ultimate card is still going to be quite handy. Bearing in mind, the only way I'm going to get ultimate cards at the moment is from events. And I can't imagine it's going to happen in this week's Road to Glory. So I don't know. I'll have to see how progress goes there. Anyway, enough waffle. Enough of this chitter-chat. Inane chitter-chat. Let's have a little bash and have a bit of Road to Glory. Now, some people get bored with this stage. I don't mind this stage because it's the mindless stage, isn't it? You can just sit here and tap away and not worry too much about what's going on. So you can sit watching the telly, just do a little bit of quiet finger tapping, fringing, just to rattle off the games and see how far you get. So it's more about, as you've seen, powering up some of your cards and getting them ready for when it does start to get serious and it does start taking the mick with some of the matchups, and you do need to remember to use your support cards and have the best deck you can possible. That doesn't always work, mind. Having said that, when it came to the last Road to Glory, I had to take, I think it was the Miz was my top card, and I actually was struggling. I was on 1 point matches and I was struggling to win them, and I took Miz out because he was quite a way more powerful than my other cards, and it helped. And I also dumbed down one of my divas. I took Liv Morgan out, who you've seen is a hardened pro, and had a weaker diva deck, and I actually then started to win all my 1 point matches. So that's what got me through to... It wasn't Baron Corbin, who was it? I can't remember who it was now. Either way, that's something you can bear in mind. If you're really struggling with your RTG deck, you don't have to have all your best cards in there. Sometimes, in fact most of the time with this game, it's more a question of balance. So if you can have a more balanced deck without an extreme card in there that's twice as powerful as the others, that actually can help you. So it's worth just experimenting. Don't just chuck in the towel and think, oh, I can't do this anymore. Just persevere for a bit. It does sometimes as well. If you make some changes, don't just try it for one game, see it doesn't work and give up, because sometimes it just takes a couple of games for the app to calm down and get used to what you've done. So it's worth persevering for 3 or 4 matches just to see if the changes have made any effect. And good news on the team front, we should have a team event on Monday. There should be a team Road to Glory, which is great for us. We're, as a team BadLadDad, thanks for all your applications. We've got a regular settled crew. We're very happy right now, so I'm afraid there just isn't the spaces. If I could have 5,000 people in the team, I'd have 5,000 people in the team, and you'd all be welcome. This is not welcome. Waiting on a network. This has been pretty constant annoyance since the maintenance setup. Before that, it wasn't too bad, as from my personal experience. Since we've had the maintenance, the flipping network errors have been kicking in a lot more frequently. Yeah, so as I was saying, we're quite happy with Team BadLadDad. We're in elite mode at present, so elite, epic elite, this elite. It's like, yeah, we're in ultra rare mode at the moment. So I'm just going to quickly check something with my deck. Right, sorry, just quickly checking a couple of stats. Don't mind me, just playing the game. You have to do that now and again. You just have to check a few things while you're playing the game, because even if you are on screen and you're doing a video, you still want to make sure that you're doing what you wanted to be doing. Yes, sorry, we are in elite mode, although for some reason I keep calling it epic. And what we're going to do is chisel for that card, then drop the deck down and go for the hardened card, so that those players who aren't quite up to elite level get a chance to get both cards. And obviously the more you're helping your teammates, the more their deck is going to come up on a par with yours. And believe me, my deck is by no way or stretch of the imagination the strongest within our crew. We've got some people with Goldberg Pro, would you believe, and looking very strong, and for whom a single hardened card, for example, would make absolutely no difference to their Road to Glory or Money in the Bank decks. So, but then there's people who've got weaker cards. Obviously, Ninja Boy is as an example of that. But he's making good progress. He's chiseling hard. He's been doing well, and in fact, he does, of course, have from those 2 packs that he's opened, in my moments of weakness for him, trying to help him, he's got that Nikki. When he's a diva, female. Deck card. I was going to say diva, I was going to say deck card. It's got the Nikki Bella. Is it an ultimate now? I can't remember if that's an ultimate now. We'll have a look in a second. And he also has got the glorious man himself, Bobby Roode. So let's get through this. I'm a bit distracted here, really. Because I'm conscious of the fact Ninja Boy's in the other room, and I'm leaving him unsupervised for about 10 or 15 minutes. So goodness only knows what he's getting up to. He's probably set fire to the curtains, or is annoying next door's dog or something. And I'm not feeling too well myself, to be honest. Although I'm obviously battling on, and I'm conscious of the time, and I'm conscious of the fact I don't want to bore the tears off you guys. Just lots of chatter, because I know that you don't like this to go on for too long. Just like a little bit of an update, just to see how we're getting on, and then we can get out of the place and you can get on with your lives and do something else. I know you don't like these too long, these videos. But come on, waiting on a network. Right, here we go. Let's just see what we get. Well, I did get, this is a problem, I think it has scuppered me. I tweeted the other day that I pulled another Liv Morgan. It was a couple of days ago, a hardened Liv Morgan, and at the time I'd actually dropped the deck down to harden because I was powering up Samoa Joe and some other cards. Now, if that's given me my top tier pull, I've missed out, and I was kind of due. I kind of felt I was due to get my top tier pull, so I think that's hamstrung me there. They need to do something about that, because if they're expecting you to go in and power up all your cards, and you obviously need to power up cards that aren't your top ranking cards, you need cards that are going to help out the bottom of your decks as well. But if to do that you've got to drop down a tier, there should be some sort of security in place that means you don't then waste your top tier pull having dropped down to play the game the way they want you to play the game. It just seems a bit nonsensical to get penalised for doing something they're expecting you to do, if that makes sense. Right, what was I doing? I was going to look at Ninja Boy's setup, wasn't I? So let's have a look. View team deck. Look for BLD boys. Ninjakas Boyakas. There he is. And as you can see, there she is. Elite Nikki. That's his Stone Cold Steve Austin Pro, which he's been working on. And glorious Ultimate Bobby Roode. Oh, that's a great card. Great card. Well done, Ninja Boy. Well done. Well, look, on that note, let's end there for today. And that's another reason why you've not seen us. Having done a video virtually every day, we had to miss a couple of days because I've been working, because he's not been well. So hopefully we can get back into some sort of routine now for the next few days. Obviously we will be powering on, well, I'm going to be powering on the Road to Glory. Ninja Boy, I've got a feeling, might start doing a bit more. I don't know. I'll have to work on him perhaps. But that's it for now. Let me know how you're doing. Have you even started? Some people I know don't even get the opportunity to start till the weekend because you've got school, you've got work. You know, real life does like to come and kick you in the nether regions now and again and make it quite difficult to play these games, particularly when you need a lot of cuffing. And PCC. Have we seen the end of PCC? I was expecting that we might get PCC, but we've not seen PCC. So are they going to bring in something new? Or are they just going to revert back to it, and they just thought they'd give us the easier competitions to start off with to give people a chance to get the better cards? Who knows what they're thinking? Do we ever know what they're thinking? No, we don't. Do they ever tell us what they're thinking? No, they don't. So there we go. Thanks ever so much for watching. If you like the video, please like down below and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram to find out what we're up to. Twitter is the best place to find out what videos are coming out and when. And until I see you next time, enjoy the build-up to the holiday period. And you, yeah, you, right there, you stay cool.